All right, good morning, Halcyon Sector. Mr. G here, and today we're going to be talking about Outer Worlds, the latest new space cowboy RPG coming from Obsidian. This game feels like Firefly and Fallout had a baby, and here it is. So let's get right down to it. A few things you need to know about this game. If you liked Fallout New Vegas, you're going to very much enjoy Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds feels like Obsidian is going up to Bethesda and giving them the middle finger and saying, what did you do with Fallout 76 and Fallout 4? This is how you make a good RPG. And that's pretty much what they did. If you played Fallout 4 and you were like, hey, the dialogue options are all just 3 flavors of the same exact thing, well, then you're going to be really happy that Outer Worlds rolled in. It actually feels more like Fallout than Fallout, if that makes sense. Let's get into the pros of Outer Worlds. You can do anything you want. Basically, you're a colonist, you are frozen, you end up at the edge of a sector 100 years later because your ship got busted. Scientist dude is like, hey, I'm going to thaw you out and you're going to help break the system out from under the control of the tyrannical corporations, and then you're pretty much left to your own choices. You can choose to be like a man of the people or be a corporate lackey, and you can choose to kill absolutely everyone. This game lets you choose what you want to do, and it lets you lie, kill, cheat, and steal, and do all those wonderful things that we'd like to do in an RPG, or you can, do a no-violent playthrough, although I imagine that would be pretty hard. The worlds in Outer Worlds are awesome. They're colorful, they're neon pink, they're everything you'd like to see. They're not drab, gray, and brown like the Fallout worlds, but they still feel a little bit like the Wild West. It's also got a very cool companion system. You can get up to 6 companions, and you can choose to bring 2 of them with you at any time. Each of them has a side quest. They're not huge, but they're not awful either. Now, one of the main differences between Outer Worlds and other large RPGs is it uses a hub system versus an open world system. It's still going to feel like an open world game, but you're going to fly to different parts of different planets with your ship, the Unreliable, but these areas aren't going to be absolutely huge. They're going to be big enough that you feel like you can run around and do some things in them, but it's not going to be like Fallout New Vegas where you have a huge map, or like Witcher 3 or Skyrim or any of that stuff like that. One of the other cool things about this game is you can spend a lot of time in how you spec out your character, and anyone that loves stats is going to love this game because every weapon has a ridiculous amount of stats. Did I mention that this game lets you make choices and be evil and you can kill absolutely everyone? Let's say you wipe out an entire faction and you end up having to deal with that faction in a later quest. They will work that into the storyline and change the quest accordingly and adapt, which, in my opinion, is pretty cool. Alright, let's get down to the cons. Like any RPG, the gunplay is going to be a bit floaty and maybe not feel as weighty as you want it to. They do have a time dilation system instead of using the VATS system like in Fallout, which slows down time. I found myself not really needing to use it that often, and the combat itself isn't actually that difficult. If you want difficult combat, you probably need to play this on the harder difficulty. I was able to spend most of my character points into dialogue options so that I can lie the pants off every single dialogue situation I run into. Another thing that can be a little bit tricky is sometimes the corpses are a bit hard to see, and if you're looking for a key card or some loot that you need off of some guy you shot under a bush, that can be a little bit tricky. And this is just a tiny one. I just wish I had more options to lie the pants off in every situation. It comes up a decent amount, but for someone who spent almost all their character points into lying and persuading, I was hoping that it would come up a little bit more. Now I've got to give you guys a conclusion. This game is 60 euros or 60 bucks depending on where you buy it. That's a decent amount of coin. I think you're easily going to get 30 hours of gameplay fun out of this if you just rush through the quest. And if you liked Fallout and you liked Fallout New Vegas, you're going to enjoy Outer Worlds. So if you're thinking, all right, is it worth 60 bucks? I know Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out for PC soon. You got to choose one or the other. Well, you want to be a space cowboy or do you want to be a cowboy? That choice is up to you. I hope you found this review useful. I'm going to go back and finish off Outer Worlds because it's a fantastic game and I want to see how it ends. That's it for this one. Mr. G out.